Hello, everybody. So we're going to continue with Chapter 5 today, Lesson 12.5, Line Plots. We are on page 487 of your textbook. The central question for this lesson is, how can you make and interpret line plots with fractional data? So last year in third grade, we worked with line plots, but we did work with whole numbers. But the concept is the same, okay? It's no different than what we did last year, really. So unlock the problem. The data show the lengths of the buttons in Jen's collection. For an art project, she wants to know how many buttons are longer than 1/4 inch. And so these are the list of her buttons. Okay. She has 2, 4, 6 buttons in her collection. We can use a line plot to solve the problem. A line plot is a graph that shows the frequency of data along the number line. All right, so we're going to make a line plot to show the data. So first, we're going to order the data from least to greatest length, and we're going to complete a tally table. So the smallest fraction in her chart is 1/4. And I see 1, 2, 3 1/4. The next biggest size is 3/4. And there's one of those. And then the biggest is 4/4, and there are 2 of those. So in a tally chart, remember we just make stick marks, and every fifth one we make a diagonal line across. So 1/4, 1, 2, 3, 3/4, 1, and 4/4, there are 2. Now we take this information and we're going to put it into a line plot. So we're going to put an X above the number line for each data point. All right, so we're going to go from 1/4 to 4/4. And we need a title, and the title can be the same as the tally chart. So buttons in Jen's collection. So every time we put an X above one of these fractions, that represents a button in her collection. So 1/4, she has 3. So I need to put 3 X's. 2/4, there aren't any 2/4. So we're not going to put anything there. 3/4, there's 1. And 4/4, there are 2. Okay, so blank buttons are longer than 1/4 inch. So 1/4 is not longer than 1/4. So there's 1, 2, 3. Simple as that. How many buttons are in Jen's collection? Well, we could count the X's, we could count the number of tally marks, we could count the raw data. Okay, so any way you look at it, she has 6 buttons. What is the difference in length between the longest button and the shortest button? The longest is 4/4. The shortest is 1/4. So that's a difference of 3/4 inch. Example 2. All right, so some of the students in Miss Lee's class walk to school. The data shows the distances these students walk. What distance do most students walk? Okay, again, we're going to make a line plot. First, we're going to put the fractions in order from least to greatest. The smallest value I see there is 1/4, and I see 1, 2. I see 2 1/4. The next biggest is 1/2, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4 1/2. And the largest is 3/4. Okay, so it makes sense to have the title of our tally chart to be called distance students walked to school. Distance in miles, 1/4. And there were 2 students. 1/2, 1, 2, 3, 4 students. And 3/4, 1 student. Okay, so the title of our line plot is Distance Students Walked to School. And our smallest value is 1/4, 1/2, and 3/4. Each X on our line plot will represent 1 student that walked that distance. So how many students walked 1/4 of a mile? 1, 2. How many students walked 1/2 mile? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many students walked 3/4 of a mile? 1. So most students walk a 1/2 mile. How many more students walk a 1/2 mile than 1/4 mile? Well, there's 2 students that walk 1/4. There are 4 students that walk a 1/2. So 4 take away 2, 2 more students. What is the difference between the longest distance and the shortest distance? The greatest distance is 3/4. The shortest distance is 1/4. So 2/4 or 1/2 mile. What if a new student joins Miss Lee's class who walks 3/4 mile to school? How would the line plot change? Well, you would add an X above 3/4. There would be 2 X's. A food critic collected data on the lengths of time customers waited for their food. Ordered the data from least to greatest time. Make a tally table and a line plot to show the data. All right, well, what's the smallest unit here? We have 1/2, 1/4, 3/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/2, 1. So our smallest unit is 1/4. And I see 1, 2, 3, 1/4. Our next smallest would be 2/4 or 1/2. So 1/2, 1/2. I saw 2 of those. Now we're going to go to 3/4 and finally 1/2. Okay, so now let's put these numbers in our tally chart. So we have a total. So our smallest number is 1/4. And how many customers waited 1/4 hour? So we're going to write 1/4 hour. And I counted 1, 2, 3 customers. Then we go to 1/2. And there were 2 customers that had to wait half an hour. 3/4 of an hour. 1 customer waited 3/4 of an hour. 1 customer waited a full hour. So what's our title of our chart? Line plot, I mean. Time customers waited for food in hours. Okay, so the smallest unit was 1/4, then 1/2, then 3/4, and then 1. So 3 customers The X's represent those customers that waited that length of time. Half an hour, 2 customers. 3/4, 1 customer. 1 hour, 1 customer. How many customers did the food critic collect data? Well, we could count the tally marks. We could count the number of X's. We could count the number of raw data points. So 357, 357, 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 customers. What's the difference between the longest time and the shortest time? Well, the longest time was 1 hour. The shortest time was 1/4 hour. So let's change the 1 into 4/4. I'm going to take away the 1/4. So the difference is 3/4 hour. Number 4, use models. The data show the lengths of the ribbons Mia used to wrap packages. Make a tally table and a line plot to show the data. All right. So let's put the data points in order from least to greatest. 1/6 is our smallest, and I only see 1/6. Now we have 2/6, and I see 1, 2, 3 of those. Then 3/6, I see 2 data points that are 3/6. And now we have 5/6. I only see 1 of those, and 6/6. All right, so those are our points. So 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 5/6, 6/6. 1/6, there's 1 ribbon. 2/6, 1, 2, 3. 3/6, 1, 2. 5/6, 1, 6/6, 1. 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, 6/6. All right, so those are going to be the data points of my line plot. The title is ribbon length. In yards. Technically, ribbon length used to wrap packages. Okay, so how many ribbons were 1/6? The X's in our line plot will represent that number of ribbons that have that measurement. 1/6 yard, just 1. 2/6, there were 3. 3/6, there was 2. 4/6, there weren't any. 5/6, 1. 6/6, 1. So what's the difference in the length between the longest and the shortest ribbon? Number 5. So the longest was 6/6. The shortest was 1/6. So that's a difference of 5/6 yard. Okay, page 490. The line plot shows the distances the students in Mr. Boren's class ran at the track in miles. Altogether, did the students run more or less than 5 miles? Okay. What are you asked to find? Did the students run more or less than 5 miles? What information do I need? I need the data in the line plot. That's basically it, right? I just need the data in the line plot. to show how far each student ran. How would a line plot help you solve the problem? What operation? Addition. All I have to do is add up all the data points. All right, so I'll show the steps to solve the problem. Well, okay, so we have 2 1/5. We have 2 2/5. We have 1 3/5. We have 2 4/5, and we have 1 5/5. All right, so what does that equal? It's going to be sum total over 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 fifths. Well, what is 22 divided by 5? 5 times 4 is 20 with a remainder of 2. So 4 and 2 fifths. Remember, the remainder is the divisor. The remainder is the numerator of the fraction, and the divisor is the denominator of the fraction. So complete the sentences. The students ran a total of 4 and 2/5 miles. So 4 and 2/5 miles is less than 5 miles. So altogether, the students ran less than 5 miles. All right, number 7. Lena collects antique spoons. The line plot shows the lengths of the spoons in her collection. If she lines up all of her spoons in order of size, what is the size of the middle spoon? Explain. Okay, so this is a concept known as the median value. So we want to find the middle number of all the data points. And we can do that by taking away 1 from each end until we get to the middle number. So I'm going to take away, I can cross out 1 1/4. I can cross out the 5/4. I can cross out the 1/4. I can cross out another 4. I can cross out 4/4. Cross out 2/4. Cross out another 4/4. Cross out 3/4. Cross out another 4/4. And there's 1 x left, so it's 4/4. 4/4 is in the middle. Okay. So 4/4 is the middle. I crossed out greatest and lowest values until I was at the middle value. Okay, you could also do it this way. 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 9 spoons. So we would take 4 from each end, and the one in the middle would be left. So I could take away 4 here, take away 4 there, and the X is the 9th one. Okay. And number 8. The table shows the distances some students hiked. complete the line plot to show the data. So that's no different than what we've been doing. So let's put the numbers and fractions in order from least to greatest. 4/8 is our smallest. And I only see one of those. 5/8 is next. I see 1, 2, 2 5/8. Now 6/8. And I saw two of those. 7/8. I see 4 7/8. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 7/8. Okay, the one thing that's missing in here is a frequency tally chart. So we could do that. We'd have 4/8, and there are 1, distance, height, in miles. So 4/8, 1, 5/8, 2, 6/8, 2, 7/8, 4. Okay, so they've already given us our title. So all we have to do is write in the fraction values from least to greatest. So 4/8 is our lowest, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8. All right, 4/8, 1, 5/8, 2, 6/8, 2, 7/8, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. It just told us to complete the line plot to show the data. Okay, so that's it for lesson 12.5. In our next session, we will review for the mid-chapter checkpoint. So until then, may the numbers always be in your favor.